Hey guys. At this festive season of the year, it's important that we keep track of our many blessings. Since Raven and I recently had to say goodbye to two very important little miracles within weeks of each other, I think that I need to tell you about how I'm thankful for cats. Throughout all of history, cats have had a terribly unfair rap, and unfortunately that has carried over into how so many cats are portrayed on film. And speaking as a cat lover, I get it. Cats can be little assholes with an aura of smugness that mocks you. But you know what? People can be assholes with an aura of smugness that mocks you as well, but you don't see Hollywood bending over backwards to tell you not to pursue relationships with your fellow humans. Like any friend or significant other, a cat may very well be the best thing that ever happened to you. And ultimately, I think that's what's so rewarding about the friendship of a cat. They don't have to love you, but if they choose to do so, they're all in. That's why this month of reviews featuring positive cat movies, which were far too difficult to find, is dedicated to my cats Gwen and FIFA, and Raven's Paul, Graybo, and Luna. They are dearly loved and missed, and they have changed our lives for the better, as cats tend to do. And that is certainly the case for today's movie, A Street Cat Named Bob.
And for the occasion, we decided to dress up.
We did?
Yes, we did.
Well, I'm sorry, but I don't have anything cat-related.
On to the review. Spoiler alert, this movie will make you cry. Tissues at the ready.
Our Inspired by Real Events movie opens on the streets of London, where we meet a down-on-his-luck street performer named James Bowen. When he can't make enough pence for a proper meal or enjoy the leftovers of passers-by, he's stuck digging through garbage just to survive.
Ew!
Oh, it is so fun watching movies with a germaphobe. He's also trying to keep himself off drugs, and that journey is not an easy one since he's still keeping company with this guy who's still got a monkey on his back. After this latest slip-up, James wakes up in the hospital where we meet his social worker, Anna from Downton Abbey.
I'm sorry. I know I made a mistake. I messed up.
Tell me something I haven't already heard 20 times today. Good. So much prefer the sound of silence to bullshit.
Oh. She doesn't believe in bullshit.
Sorry, the box.
Anna gets him into a program to help him get clean, and as such, she's able to get James off the streets and into his own little apartment. Sure, it's not much to look at, but when you're sleeping on a sheet of cardboard on the sidewalk, this might as well be Buckingham Palace. Later that night, when he's doing his first bath in God knows how long...
Whoever's there, you better leave. I mean it. I've got a weapon here. I'm seriously armed.
Well, technically you're footed. To his surprise, the intruder is just a little ginger cat looking for something to eat.
They're better with a bit of milk, actually.
Sure, the cornflakes have no real nutritional value for cats. Why not trigger his lactose intolerance as well?
James thinks that this little kitty's family will miss him, so he sends him on his way. Sorry, pal, but that's not how the cat distribution system works.
Thou shalt not defy the system.
All right, then. One night.
That's how virtually every Dodo video starts. Speaking of looking at him like that, minor nitpick here, but I wish the director of photography did more with these POV shots. Whenever this happens in a dog movie, they like to make it black and white to play up the myth of how dogs are colorblind. This has since been debunked in that dogs only have a limited range of colors that they can see, and cats are in the same boat. For this movie, we take this image that's supposed to be from Bob's point of view, desaturate the colors a little, give it a wider field of view, make sure that the background is a bit blurry since cats are nearsighted, and make it brighter since cats need only a sixth of the amount of light that a human does to see clearly. That last part would really drive the point home that the world is just a little bit brighter when a cat's around. James goes to bed and gives the cat space to sleep where he will, but of course he has to cuddle up with James. Because he's daddy now. Go away, dog. This is a cat movie. Meow meow. After a fruitless search for the cat's original owner, James lets him go on his way and continues singing for his supper, when he bumps into...
Dad? Dad?
Hey, it's Giles.
Giles Corey, the more weight guy?
No, Rupert Giles, Buffy the Vampire Slayer's original handler, you uncultured swine.
James asks if maybe he might come over for Christmas, but his wicked stepmother comes along and says, "Yeah, no." And Dad just lets her. Thanks for sticking up for your son, Pappy. He comes home to find his little orange friend has returned. He's had a run-in with one of the local dogs, but luckily his neighbor/volunteer vet Betty is there to help patch him up.
He needs antibiotics before it's infected. Maybe they can glue it together. He needs a vet.
That sounds expensive.
Can you put a price on that?
Oh, no, he's not my cat. I mean, I just found him. I think it's like a stray or... I don't know.
Kudos to the editor here for adding that little offended side-eye.
No, he's not my cat.
What, are you kidding me, Meow Meow?
You should go. Bacteria is multiplying by the second, and Bob needs a vet.
Bob?
That's what he told me he wants you to call him.
Yeah, that's bullcrap. No one chooses the name Bob. And how do you like that? This lady is allergic to animals? But that's not stopping her from volunteering at a charity veterinary clinic. Unfortunately, the lady working at the counter doesn't share her enthusiasm.
A stray?
I don't know.
You're asking us to put him down?
What? No.
Do you know how many stray cats there are in London? It's an epidemic. Take a number.
Lady, find a different job.
Despite having to endure the cone of shame,
I do not like the cone of shame.
Bob refuses to be anywhere that James isn't.
What are you doing here? Hey, no, don't go over there. He's not even my cat.
He followed you onto the second story of a bus! How is he not your cat? Look at this. Bob is so James's cat that the bus driver gives him no guff for bringing his cat on board, and she even gives him her shoelaces so he can whip up a little makeshift leash for him. I think the movie got confused. She should be working at the charity vet, while this bitch is the disgruntled bus driver. James continues scraping up whatever he can, which proves easier with Bob upping his cute factor.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm.
It was calm.
All is bright, round young virgin mother and
But to be fair, it's still better than Patrick Dempsey from A Christmas Wedding Tale.
Well, at least we're getting the worst out of the way first.
He starts making enough money where he can actually buy proper food, which grabs the attention of his junkie friend, Baz. He pushes him away to avoid falling off the wagon, and that soon bites him in the ass in a different way.
Oh no. Please, fall down. Baz, wake up. Wake up, Baz. Wake up. Come on, wake up. Baz, hello? Wake up. Can you hear me? Baz, wake up. Can somebody call an ambulance? This kid I knew, Baz, he OD'd, he died, and,
Whoa, hang on. He died? Well, thanks for making me an asshole, movie. I thought that he was going to sell Bob for drug money.
I'm an asshole too. I thought Baz was working with the drug dealers to steal Bob.
James is now more determined than ever to get clean. You get a little romantic subplot going on with him and Betty, a horrible attempt at an impromptu reconciliation with his father and stepfamily, and he even gets an official job selling magazines. Some lady offers to buy Bob from him when this happens. I need to point out that a lot of this movie has done a wonderful job of having a low-key, almost guerrilla filmmaking style to it, as if it were capturing the events of the movie in real time. This earlier grocery store scene looks like it might have been shot on somebody's cell phone. When we get to this scene where a panicked Bob is running through traffic, it looks especially harrowing. Everyone slow down, we're trying to make a movie here! James fails to catch Bob, and he's heartbroken to find that he hasn't come home. Days pass with no sign of his little friend, when he approaches these respectable gentlemen who hang out on the street corner all day and night for perfectly legit reasons.
I want my cat. I'm looking for a ginger cat. Have you seen it anywhere?
Ah, crap, they're gonna hook him up with some China cat.
I've got a porcelain bunny. Does that help?
Thankfully, Bob eventually does come home, safe and sound. While that's been going on, a local publisher has caught wind of James and Bob's growing celebrity status.
But look at this. This guy and his cat are all over YouTube.
Are they? Because that's watchu.co.uk.
I took the label off this because I don't want any problems. Ignorant of the law is not an excuse.
Bob gives James the strength that he's needed to work himself off the methadone he's been taking for his heroin addiction. He patches things up with his father, who's been ashamed of himself for letting his son down years ago. And he publishes a story which becomes a bestseller. And how else could this movie end than with a blessing from the real James Bowen?
Felt like I lived every moment.
So did we, Mr. Bowen. It was a rough ride, but thank you for sharing your story with us. Before we wrap things up, let's take a moment to talk about this movie's in-betweenquel, A Christmas Gift from Bob. Yeah, what do you know? In the middle of doing our research for this movie, we learned that there's a Christmas sequel set between James's getting clean and the publication of his book. At first glance, it might seem like a cheap exploitation movie to get a cute little animal into a silly costume, and anyone who knows my show is very familiar with that particular genre, but this is actually a decent follow-up. It shows James's living situation getting harder as the days are getting colder, and he questions if he's good enough to continue caring for Bob. The reanimated corpse of Hitler here works for animal welfare, and is dead set on taking Bob away from him because... I don't know, I guess the movie needs a villain despite the first movie getting along fine without one. We also don't have Betty or James's social worker Anna coming back for this movie, which is odd since they were both around at the end of the first movie after we see Christmas come and go. Instead, we have this new lady friend / kinda sorta love interest named Bee, and this convenience store worker named Moody, who I think also runs the electricity in James's apartment complex. I don't know, I have no idea how English low-income housing works. After a lot of soul-searching, similar trials and tribulations like what we saw in the previous movie, and a near-death experience with our little orange friend, James decides that surrendering Bob to the authorities is the only responsible thing to do, but thanks to overwhelming support by their many, many fans, including these taggers who surprised us with this little beauty, they can't bring themselves to take away James's reason for living, and they all have themselves the merriest of Christmases. So that was A Christmas Gift from a Street Cat Named Bob, and you need to see these movies. The story is somehow simple while still keeping you on your toes about what's going to happen next. Luke Treadaway did a wonderful job of bringing James Bowen to the screen, and the fact that they used the Bob to play himself is just the icing on the cake. They could have brought in a professionally trained cat to play him, but this movie wanted to be as authentic as possible in introducing us to the cat himself. If you're a lover of cats or just animals in general, you owe it to yourself to watch these films. The way that Bob turns James's life around, maybe a new little furry friend in your own life could do the same for you. See you later.
Bye.
I was running away from my life, you could say, from the stars in the sky and the light of the day. My guitar in my hand, an invisible man, and the world passed me by on the street where I sang, and they never look back, 'cause they don't give a damn.
For the man on the street that's sad.
Songs that made me smile when all hope was gone.
Without a friend to sing along.
I've been lower than low, I've been high as a kite. I remember my life in a world so bright. Then it faded away, out of reach, out of sight. And that's when I gave up the fight. And then came Bob, a cat without a friend.
In a world without love, he was lonely and lost.
On a windy night, in the snow and rain, Bob was waiting there again.
And then came Bob, a cat without a friend. In a world without love, he was lonely and lost. And then came Bob, on a windy night, he found the rainbows in the snow and rain.
Now I play my guitar, and Bob is the star.
He's my four-legged friend.
Now I play my guitar, and Bob is the star.
He's my four-legged friend.
That's how the story ends. me and my guitar. People come from near and far to see me and Bob.
The streets has made for.
Sorry, porcelain squirrel. Your time will come someday.
Subscribe, like, follow, comment.